Hello, world. Richard of Carver here. It is day 12 of total sobriety after 20 years of being high. It's the funniest sentence to say that to start these videos, but here we are and we're doing it. Thank you all for tuning in. The major announcement I have is that I slept. Oh my gosh. Sleep is really just I wish I could say like the nectar of the gods, but it's not, I guess, a physical thing, or is it? I don't know. I guess your spinal fluid flows over your brain, and so physical things happen. But uh, wow, thank, very, very thankful for that. It's not like I slept 8 hours or anything. I think I probably slept um, maybe a total of 8 hours because I had the evening sleep. Woke up probably a little bit too early this morning, did a couple errands, drove around and stuff, and, by the time I got home, that had just taken all the energy out, and I just nosedived, and, but then the afternoon nap, oh my gosh, I think I'm still feeling the after effects of a good nap. So, praise be, whatever I'm feeling is a positive, and, yeah, it was a good day. How you guys doing out there? I hope you guys are feeling good. I know the world is insane though, so good is relative. It's going to have peaks and valleys all day, I'm sure, and I'm there for it too. So I'm always here for the goods and the bads. Some other cool thing that occurred after I woke up from my nap is I went over to my friends Jake and Haley's, and they are where I live, we don't have next door neighbors exactly, but they're neighbors. They're as close as they're like over a river, but it's still fairly close. There's a bridge right there, so it's all good. Less than 5 from the house, so that was wonderful. Got to go over there, and the big thing with Jake is that he just got his brand new professional drum set, just amazing. He's been wanting one and has been planning for one for 16ish years. This is a huge thing for him, and he sounds awesome on it. The kit sounds awesome. Super happy about it, and I got to see. I call her Hailstorm. Her name is Haley, but I call her Hailstorm. So I got to and Storm. So I got to see Stormy over there, and they are having a baby in like very, very soon, like maybe a couple months, maybe might even be a month or very, very soon. So it was awesome seeing her, and uh her and the baby. It was just amazing. And they have cats over there, so that was good to see my bros Kylo and Luke. And I don't have cats any longer, or any pets any longer, but I was very, very close to my 3 boys, Moses, He-Man, and Bagheera. They're just the best. When you know, I left home right at 18 type of thing. Of course, stayed in touch with parents, but like, I'm saying like living arrangements and all. And I really didn't have much time without a pet to like, I feel like there should have been some wild and out time, but like right away I got a cat. And cats are at least a little bit easier than dogs because you can kind of put stuff down. But um, you know, I started feeling guilty. There was only one cat. He didn't have friends to play with. So I went to a place who does, different rescue adoptions things. And they had just gotten a litter of kittens in that they had to go through quarantine time or something. So I remember sitting in there in quarantine with them for hours trying to figure out who like, spoke to me and me to them and all. And really, it came down to two. So I couldn't make the choice. And they were from the same litter. And so I took both back to foster. I was going to keep one. Couldn't split them up. So I kept both. But then I have got 3 cats now. I didn't know what I was doing. So I didn't realize the original cat, Moses, was basically, I brought a team in against him. So inadvertently, I made Moses. Well, I was always close with Moses, but I think Moses and I really were like team then because I'm like a big cat for them. And so it was like me and Mo and He-Man and Bagheera, and really we are all together and stuff, by the way. But it was good 10 to 15, 10 to 13 years of great time with those boys. And there was a couple female cats who had shown up in between as well, but it's really sad. I live not too far from a road, and they had both gotten hit by a car. And it's really, really sad because they were sweethearts. It was Adele and Cosmia. And I even had another boy cat named Tonto who also was taken from a car. Terrible. But at the same time, I guess like that indoor outdoor cat life, I tried keeping the boys inside for a while, but you just slowly integrate it. And at least the boys that stayed around, never got near the road and stuff. But when it came to them passing, it was like a very sad thing for I guess it's just, what are they going to do? Like have a good passing? I guess all passings are bad, right? But I had a really That's some terrible everybody has some terrible things and traumas, but one really bad trauma that happened in my life is I was home with my girlfriend at the time, and we actually experienced a home invasion, and it was terrible. Like, I mean, it's still PTSD from it. They had a battering ram and took down my back door. It was insane, and, it was just all of a sudden like a loud boom, and it was at nighttime. And after that boom happened, my cat Bagheera, like directly after it, he like tore into our room really fast. And I put carpets on my walls for them and a hammock. So he like ran up the carpet and into the hammock. And it was a terrible thing. The end result of the break-in is that we were able to barricade ourselves, and we like called the cops and they left. It was terrible. And I won't wish that type of stuff on anybody. But one of the really sad parts of that is that gave my cat Bagheera a stroke. So he passed away within a week or two, or maybe it was just under a month. But it was really sad because he was so healthy. He was amazing. Big cat, big, strong cat, sweetie. And his brother He-Man had tumors and was like kind of sickly. And he had that when I adopted him as a kitten. So he had a life full of surgeries and stuff, but he was just so special. But either way, he did end up, after years, he developed diabetes, and that really just kind of took him down after a while too. And then poor Moses, he was this awesome spunky cat, swatted everybody that came in, but out of love. It was basically like, yo, don't touch me, man. If people touched him, he'd swat them. He just wanted to be sitting next to everybody, but he was like a person. And the sad thing on him is he started developing a tumor on his spine, which grew so large that he lost use of his back legs. It was so sad, but it also, he was paralyzed, so he couldn't feel it. And he was so strong from his upper half and all. So for almost a year, I was his caregiver. We had a wheelchair and diapers, little cat diapers. I would cut the tail out for, and I mean, it was awesome, like the most beautiful thing, but also the saddest thing. But I'm so grateful for that time. And really, once he passed, that was kind of like the end of an era feeling. So I didn't feel like I ever really wanted another pet. And so far, we're still there. We still haven't done the pet thing. I'm just refocusing this in, just because it was so heavy, and it's just so much love. And I don't know. Animals are wonderful. I love them so much. I don't eat them. Well, I'm dealing with, I haven't had red meat or any of that stuff in a decade or more, but still don't know 100% where I stand with like fish and like insects of the ocean, like shrimp and those types of things, because as of right now I still have them every once in a while when I feel like I'm getting like really protein messy and I need something extra for the brain. But yeah, I have had no fur or feathers for a long, long time. But that's aside the point. it's just one of those things that right after Moses, I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but it seems like when a cat passes, another cat shows up. And I remember when Moses passed, another cat did show up. I named him Friend, and he was a sweet, sweet cat, and he was awesome. But I just wasn't ready, so I had to take him. And I found a home for him. It was wonderful. I mean, he was that cool. He found a home very quickly. He was awesome. But yeah, that was the last time. And maybe one day when I am more established as a and ready for family, and I, hopefully have a wife and like a baby on the way or something. I feel like maybe then a puppy or dog would be a good addition. But for right now, I just don't think I can have a pet in my life. And all that's just to say, because of that, because my friends have pets, it's so awesome to go and visit and have pet time over there. And Jake and Haley's two boy cats are like my surrogate cat fix. Whenever I go over there, I always make sure to give them lots of attention. And it's cool because well, at least Kylo, Luke is like, he's just, his personality in general is a little bit more calm and all, not offstandish, but he just doesn't like run over and stuff. But Kylo at least always runs over and he gives me some stretches and hugs and lets me, he gets them special parts that he exposes of his side and neck and all. So good time, did that. I went to the store, grabbed some randomness like oil for my car, that type of stuff. And then I got back here, did a couple things, watched a little football. And even though it is like 11:30 in the evening where I'm at, I feel very well rested and I have a lot more to do with the evening. So I can foresee a few more hours being up. So some hours ahead. I'm not sad about it. At least don't feel like my brain is like seeping down out of my nostrils and my ears and stuff, or that it's even not there. The fact that I can feel some brain activity is just, can't even explain it. I know I talk about the sleep thing, but honestly, I can see why sleep deprivation is a type of torture. In different military things or whatever, because it is hardcore, and to like be doing it to yourself or something, it's like. So I'm glad to be there on the other side of it for now. And oh my gosh, I got to knock on some wood because the last time I said anything about it, oh no, jinxed myself last time. But hey, I'm knocking on the wood things, and we're just going to hope for the best. So my rest of the evening is going to be consistent of some creative endeavors. Now, I was supposed to paint today, as you all remember. I have the dressers like right out of shot here. This is not really a dresser. It's like a big contained shelving unit. And I have the purple paint for it. And I got the whole area set up. Got the paint can out. And then went to go get the brushes. I don't know where my brushes are. I at this point, I feel like I have no brushes. Maybe I don't have any brushes because I do throw them out here and there. I don't take the best care, but I thought I had a nice set and I can't even find the nice set. So either way, the painting is out of the question for the night. So it's going to be more on music and filming end of things. I have I have some content to shoot for this funny little thing I'm doing. So I'll share that with you guys at some points. And I might play music tonight. We'll see how it goes. But I know I'm going to upload a couple more videos of Katie Dill Band, which is going to be cool. And from there, tomorrow I go up to Wilmington for some work. It's going to be a longer day tomorrow, but it should be okay. And then it's a packed week. Every day I've got work of some sort this week, but this year of 2025 is going to be all creative and music driven. That's where my goals are. So I'm trying to assemble even the work that I have throughout the week to be on the shorter side of things so that I can do more musical endeavors. And that's part of the thing that I'm so thankful that I'm able to do right now, and that I have the belief and love and support of my friends and family as I'm getting sober, and as I'm changing my life to go from a life of distractions and toil almost and drug use into a much more focused, healthy, musical and creative heart life. And it's going to take some time to convert over to that, but it's one of those things that it's like that constant screaming in the mind of when you're doing something else, of that unhappiness happening. And I just reached a wall. I've reached a wall a lot, and it's been there. And I'm just so glad that even having a job that's accepting of this time that I need to get sober, it's really, I'm really grateful, because I mean, maybe they kind of saw that I needed it, and but also the belief in me, and the love in me, which is wonderful. But you start wondering, it's like, man, was I coming off this way to people? Some of the times you think that you have a good handle on things, and you're not being as obvious of a drug head, and but maybe everybody always knew, and they probably did. And after time, I don't really think you can keep it up. I think your life starts showing signs of it no matter what. So it hasn't been lost on me for sure that I'm really blessed to be able to take the time to even have the screwed up sleep schedule that I'm in, because I can't help it. And it's also, if I were in a rehab facility, that is real stuff, that I would have like different care and maybe even different medicines to allow these sleep and the withdrawals to happen and to occur to my body. But I'm doing it just myself, and that's okay. But it's not just myself. I shouldn't say that. I'm doing it. I guess I am, but with support and love of all of my circle, and that's really helpful. So I'm just glad to be able to be given the time to do this, because it's been a lot. So, um, and even this is in my immediate life, but I know there's just so much struggle out there and hurt, and this is me talking about my stuff. This isn't me taking it, trying to put it like it's any bigger than anybody else's problems. I know everybody has the equal big problems in their lives, and this is just the one I'm talking about. But I have got a lot of friends in LA that are really hurting right now from these fires, and it's really just a wild thing to see. And again, I'm so sorry, and I'm sorry for everybody dealing with any hurt in the world and LA and beyond. I mean, just anything, any disaster. It's just it's rough. Like, we all just want to be warm and comfortable, filled with love and full bellies, and be loved and loved. It's so to be going through the hard stuff at any point in time is just, you know, I just hate to see it. But it also, I guess it's like anything else, like maybe need a little bit of, oh, the video. Let's see. I think it went back on live. There we go. Like anything, like I was saying, is that I guess you do need a little bit of stress sometimes to grow fully, but not too much. It's like everything in moderation. There was a study. I'm not good at names or dates sometimes. I'm good in the overall thing that it says. So I remember the overall is that there was like an arboretum that they did a bunch of trees in, and I think it was in the 80s, like a biodome type of thing. And it was a still biodome, and the trees' roots didn't really grow that deep. And I think not as well. And I think they realized they needed wind inside of it so that there was like the tree would grow resistance to that wind and it would make their roots go deeper, you know? And I think that's a good way to think a little bit of life. But I mean, there's definitely a line where trauma happens. And then if you keep having traumas, it's just too much. It just builds up. You can't think through it. You can't focus. And I think that, you know, depending on how the world feels, maybe there's been a lot of that for a long time. And so I hope that there's a time for prosperity too, and not just the stress part. And so I think that's a good spot. Just kind of talking and relating to some feelings that I got going on in the old noggin. But I think that's a good place to wrap it. A good place of a check in. I just wanted to say hi and hang out. It's yeah, it's 11:35. It's not anything too bad. Going to go do some stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, this is Richard of Carver. Hope you guys are doing great in your lives, and take care of yourselves because you deserve it. Peace and love. I'll talk to you soon.